York City girl of my own heart, none other than Judy Goss. Let's hear it for Judy Goss! So it started about the age of 6. School, right? Elementary school. We started learning. I'm not talking about kindergarten. Kindergarten is just crayons and fun, okay? We really started learning in 1st grade. And one of the things we started learning is that failure was bad. If you got an F on something, that's a bad grade. If you didn't brush your teeth, failed to brush your teeth, you get cavities. Teeth would rot out of your mouth. They'd fall out of your mouth, my mother used to tell me. If you failed to play soccer well, you wouldn't play as much. You'd get on the bench. We're taught that failure was bad. And going through middle school and high school, forget about it. I don't even want to talk about middle school. It's such a nightmare. But high school, then you're leading up to some bigger failures. Now it's failing the midterm. Bad. Getting a low score on those SATs? Can't do it. How about failing to submit your application for a college? Failing to do it by the deadline? We're taught that failure is negative. How about this morning? How many of you failed to get here on time? How many of you failed to say no to that 3rd cup of coffee? Am I depressing you yet at 9 a.m. Monday morning? So I thought to myself, if I take all of these failures, good, bad, the ugly, the little ones, the big ones, I was seeing myself as a complete and total failure. My whole life is a failure, right? No, that didn't feel good, that did not feel right, that did not feel where I was supposed to be, the person that God made me. I'm not a failure. What do I need to do to change this? So I flipped my perspective. Let's talk about one of my biggest failures. This is so humbling at 9 a.m. on a Monday morning to just lay out all my failures. But here we go. Let's talk about one of my biggest failures, my first divorce. Amen. Wait. My first marriage. I'm I am not getting divorced again. Been married for 18 years next month. My first marriage. So, I come from a small town in Albany, Maryland. I'm actually not from New York City, like Aurelia is, glamorous New York. I'm from a small town in Maryland. When we moved there was a blacksmith shop, really small town. And I met my future husband in middle school, figures. And we started dating when we got to college. We both went to the same school, University of Maryland. Let's go figure that. Yeah, Terrapins, all right. I was on the kick line there. Yeah, I was on the kick line. I was at the University of Maryland. And, as a matter of fact, I tried out for the kick line in high school 4 years in a row. Didn't make it. So I get to college, and I tried out, where there were over 300 people trying out for 2 freshman spots on a prestigious kick line, and I made it. And that's when I first started realizing that over the past few years, the failures that I had experienced taught me what I needed to learn to succeed. Let me repeat that. The failures that I went through over the past few years taught me what I needed to succeed. Let's get back to the marriage. I was married for 4 years, I was with him for 10. Started dating when I was 18. I was with him until I was 28. The prime years of my life. The 20s, magical time. Creating careers, traveling the world. The best years of our life, right? Not mine. But when I look back, I thought to myself, okay, flipping my perspective, what did I learn that I don't want in a husband? I don't want someone to take my confidence away from me. I didn't want someone to make me lose my identity, to make me lose myself. And I wanted someone 6 feet tall, blue eyes, and could dance. So I decided, oh, and that would treat me right, of course. I decided I was going to move forward learning what I had failed at and not stop until I got it. Flipping my perspective. I could have seen it as a total waste of 10 years being with the wrong person. A lot of you know that I was a high fashion model for a while. Very glamorous career. Oh, thank you. And it was a lot of fun. I got to travel the world, live in Europe, Brazil, all these incredible places. I went to all the best parties with the most amazing celebrities. All of you know many of their names. But I didn't just walk into that career. I failed so many times before I actually made it as a model. I actually went to Ford New York, the agency that I was with, 5 times until they would take me. 5 times. But those first 4 times, they never said, go away, I don't want to see you anymore. I said to them, what can I do to come back and make myself better? I kept learning from it and learning. And so when I moved forward in my career, in my life, I eventually went to behind the camera, and I worked at an ad agency and as a magazine editor. And throughout my career, I went through things like the recession. I got laid off twice. I went through bankruptcy. And at the same time, when I was building my career and my life and going through all this mess, I had twin babies that I was raising. And let me tell you, when your house goes on the auction block and you don't know how you're going to feed your babies and you're putting groceries on a credit card, let me tell you, that's when you can view yourself as a failure. But I kept pushing forward and thinking, what can I do to keep moving forward? And through it all, I'm proud to say that that's when I was building What Women Want Networking and the What Women Want Conference. And after 9 years, very long years, I'm proud to say that I can finally tell you that we're the premier networking company in the country. And this is our third, thank you, our 3rd year of our national conference. And just remember that every failure you experience in life, you can use it to move forward to your success. I promise you, I did it. All of you can do it too. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the What Women Want National Conference 2018. I have a question for you all. How many of you want to go big with your business? How many of you want to go big with your life? And how many of you want to go big with your dreams? I'm Judy Goss, the founder of What Women Want Networking, the company that steers the ship to the What Women Want National Conference. This is our 2nd year, I'm proud to say, and look at all of you, so beautiful. Thank you so much for coming and supporting us. And thank you for showing up. Right, Colette? Right on. We have Colette V. Smith right there in the audience. Woohoo! First African-American female NFL football coach, folks, right there. Talk about women power. I was working in corporate, and I was a full-time More magazine editor. And they asked me to be their national TV spokesperson. And the magazine was about inspiring women and seeing how high we could go with our dreams, our goals, and our success. And I thought to myself when I was sitting there at that desk, what can we do with this? What can we do to get women from all around the world in one room to see how we can elevate each other to our highest potential? And I'm proud to say that 8 years later, here is where we are. We are on our way, folks, and we are going big. Thank you. Thank you so much. But it wasn't that easy. It was a long road here. 8 years ago, when I first had this idea, I started building the company while I was working full-time, while I was raising twin baby girls, and the recession happened. And it knocked me off my feet. And it knocked my whole family off their feet, just pulled the rug out from under us. And like a lot of you in this room, I'm sure, we suffered financially. And we ended up going through bankruptcy to the point where my house was on the auction block. We were trying to get remodification. It wasn't working. We had twin baby girls. My husband's business, it's a clothing store, retail store. It was going under. We filed for Chapter 7. And through the years, we started realizing that Connect, Encourage, and Inspire, there was definitely something there. And Beth soon became my partner, very shortly after I started the idea. And we went around the country opening networking chapters, holding monthly networking events. Once we started to get the idea of how to do it, we went from Manhattan and we spread our wings outward. So here we are today with What Women Want Networking and What Women Want Conference. And I'm grateful to say that I couldn't be here without all of you becoming involved and all of you attending our monthly networking events. We have 4 local chapters here in Atlanta. And the way we've spread our wings in the past even just 1 or 2 years has been unbelievable. Because when I put on those bags, it's time we get what we want, I really meant it. It is time that we get what we want. Yes. You know what I'm saying? It's past time. So we need to take that step forward, ladies, and make it happen.